What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil Shocker, the 96 Hedgehog here with our Tbl Draft Analysis. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are not gonna believe this, but this is gonna be a Wi-Fi league that we're gonna upload, baby. But there's a catch to this league that, well, not a catch to the league, but there's a catch to the upload, which we'll talk about in a quick second. But if you are hyped for our first, and well, could possibly be our only, but who knows, our first ever Wi-Fi league draft, I'm looking forward to this because I don't know if you guys know, LDL, I'm doing doubles, but we're not upload required on that one. It's also doing singles there. That's not upload required and all that stuff. It's recommended, but it's not, forced upon. It's stuff like that because, personally for me, I just don't have the times to sit down, get a PC set up, and get, stuff with a PC with Elgato. I'm pretty sure it works fine with a laptop, but, I gotta get the right cords and all that stuff. And maybe if I can get something easy that can hook it up to, my Switch, so I can hook it up to my laptop, to where I can, share screens and stuff like that, then I would be more than willing to do this for you guys all the time. But, I'm not, I couldn't be made of money, but it's just like if I don't have the time and I don't have, like, well, not exactly the effort, but most of the time I put into it, I just can't. So, anytime you guys, are respectable of it and, are just going to just let me do what I need to do, it's very respectable and very respectable, and I do appreciate it. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get into this draft because you guys want to know what I drafted, why I drafted, and want to know exactly what I meant by with upload. So, that being said, let's go ahead. If you guys are excited, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get into this. So first off, this is Tbl, the Twitch Battlers or Twitch Battle League, which is hosted by Goldoa and his mod team, of course. And this is the last main season until Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl release. And we won the preseason, which you guys have seen before. We actually finished, I think, top 2, or if not top 3, in the preseason, and we earned our spot in here, especially since we went undefeated in the season as well. So, really hyped about that. But, yeah, we earned our spot. So, let me kind of explain how this upload is going to work. So, I, first off, went to Goldoa and asked for permission to, because what they're going to be doing is they're going to have one person in call, whether it's me or my opponent. Most likely it's going to be my opponent because I can't host because I don't know how to share my screen because I don't have Elgato or anything hooked up or anything like that. So, yeah. Anyways, basically, they're going to actually do live commentary on our battles because they're going to see the one screen of the person. The one person obviously won't talk because, they don't want to hear them and they want to hear this. So, definitely something to note in that. But they basically look at the one screen, they record the battle, well, not record the battle, but basically they'll watch the battle live with a Twitch audience and say this and that and all that. So I actually talked to Goldoa, and I asked him, hey, if it's alright with you, can I use your Twitch VOD vids and use them to help upload Draft League content? And they 100% said, well, I should say. He said yes. Go ride a course. So, massive shouts to Goldoa because he's going to be able to let me do this. Now, I will say this, guys. You will be seeing the battle on my opponent's side of the battle. But when it comes to turns, I will explain my processing when you see my mods and all that stuff. So, I'm going to make sure of that. So, Excuse me, sorry about that. In that type of situation. So, when you see the uploads, it's obviously going to be on my opponent's side. You'll see their team, their items, and all that. You won't see mine, but obviously, I'll run down again the team builders, because I'll make sure you guys see team builders for these as well. So, I'm just so freaking excited. I'm ready to get into the season, and I will say I'm breaking the fourth wall. I already have played week 1, and I literally thought about this exactly, well, how many hours after week 1 was played today, so. Yeah, so that's a little bit of spoiler, but I'm not going to spoil anything else. So anyways, enough talking about this. Let's get into the draft here, because that's what you guys are here. I believe I had I want to say the eighth or ninth pick, I want to say, which was not the best, but I kind of went into this draft having a little bit of a strategy. I wanted to first off make sure this draft was a Pokemon I have either barely used, never used, and Pokemon that I just always wanted to try, type of thing, you know? And that's kind of into the mindset. I did get sniped really hard, and I'll tell you guys in which rounds we really got hard sniped on. It kind of explains some things too. So first off, my first pick, I was kind of looking at a couple of things that I really wanted. Then I think they might have gotten sniped from me. I don't know. Excuse me. I am not the most professional, especially when it comes to yawning. So with my first pick, I know a lot of you get on me for this. So much. Well, you probably don't actually get on me with this. You probably say it to yourselves, which is fine. But this is going to be the third or fourth attempt of drafting this thing, and I have made a solemn vow this time. I know last time I made a solemn vow, I lied to you all about that. But this is the time I'm going to make the solemn vow. I am not going to drop Aegislash. This thing stays on the team no matter what. And if I ever drop this Pokemon, and I'm going to say this in video right now, I will never use Dracovish again if I drop this Pokemon. Because I've been trying to make commitments to myself to try Pokemon I want to use. Now, yes, there's the contrast of, it's not working out for you, just drop it. But this is a Pokemon I feel like I haven't just been given that proper chance. And I think this is the league, especially when it's 10 Mons and you're kind of really crunched up on what Mons you have to bring for certain games and all that stuff. I think this is the perfect opportunity to really push me into wanting to use Aegislash, look at Aegislash in matchups, and be like, yo, this is the Aegislash that we need for the team. So, I am going to do that. And also, I'm running a very cool and fun theme this season. We are running Devil's Den Discord users, aka the Devil's Den, hosted by my good buddy Brendan, aka Dark Devil 26. This is his Discord server, and all these people here are great friends of mine, really good acquaintances as well. So I decided to name everyone that I mostly know. If some people aren't here, and if you guys from Devil's Den are watching this, do know that I'm not picking favorites that went onto this team. I picked them based off of some names that fit and kind of characteristic-wise matched with you, so don't feel offended. There's only one nickname on this draft that is not, and I actually will explain it. But first off, like I said, Aegislash. Phenomenal wall breaker. Phenomenal defensive utility mon as well. This is a very scary mon that can be a sweeper with weakness policy, or just straight up SD. It can just murder teams. I really think there's just a lot of great possibilities with Aegislash. Excuse me. And I just think there's a lot of good things we can do with this thing. I really am excited to try it. I do think this is a great mon. First of all, look at this shiny though. Look at that shiny. That shiny. It was so fantastic. I loved it. Loved it. It's so good. I named it Shadow because my father, which is a running joke by the way, this is off my buddy Shadow Delayed, who's on YouTube. Go check him out. I make this joke that I'm from the future and he's my father from the future, and I come to visit him back in the current time right now. So this is a little joke. But he's also had this thing about death and in Nuzlocke and everything. And there's technically like the little cool little tin at the bottom of the blade is red like blood. So I felt that just fit perfectly. He's actually a pretty cool dude, and he's a pretty chill. I love you, father. But yeah, Aegislash, fantastic Pokemon. And I just thought to myself, why not just pair with probably one of the best mons to pair with Aegislash, both from an offensive and type coverage perspective. Because offensively, these two together have no switches. Defensively, not the greatest. It's decent, but it's not the greatest. But, and also coverage-wise, based on typing, phenomenal. Earthquake, Earthquake, Fire, Earthquake, Fire, Ghost, and Dark. Boom, covered by Hydreigon. Fairy, Dragon, Fighting, covered by Aegislash. About close to half of the typings are covered with these two alone. And that's super good. And another thing I love about Hydreigon is a phenomenal Specs abuser, a choice Scarf abuser, could even be run as a really good choice Band abuser as well, which is something to really know about that. And again, this Mon got access to Nasty Plot and Dragon Dance. And you bet your mother dollar, I will run Dragon Dance because I think that's an underrated set and I think it puts in a lot of work. But Hydreigon paired with H-Slash, super, super incredibly good. I am so happy to have gotten this thing. I've only used this thing technically twice. Once, where we barely have to use it in the PBSA, and then WC Season 6, where we were defending our championship. This Mon was one of the MVPs of our season, and I'm really excited to have it. I've named it Dark Doa, aka after Gold Doa, because he actually does a scheme with dragons. Like with Drudagon, he calls it Blue Doa because of the color scheme. And I'm calling it Dark Doa just because it's a dark type dragon, so I felt like that made sense. So, yeah. Up next, going down this, I actually was kind of surprised that Sylveon was still on the board. And I went with Sylveon. Sylveon's becoming, I think, one of those fairies I'm kind of just coming towards now. I'm kind of pulling on Zach. You guys know my buddy Zach, aka the Weather Gamer. He always drafts this money a lot. I'm kind of pulling a Zach a little bit here by drafting it. We're also going to name it King Eevee after my boy Eevee. Because he's the evolution master of this. And plus he believes that Jolteon is the best and is the best. That's why he's getting on there. But I felt like I needed a really good fairy that paired super well with the poison and steel resistance on this team. And you have none more there. Now, obviously, poison, steel, that doesn't really help Hydreigon in any way, type, of form. But Hydreigon's weaknesses regarding to roughly fighting and dragon is covered well with Sylveon. Another really good Wish Bastard. This could be also a really good choice specs user. This is a really good utility mod with Baton Pass for pivoting. Potential Calm Minesweeper as well. It's just a very dangerous Pokemon if it's used in a different sense of the format and everything like that. I think this is a phenomenally good Pokemon. I think this is going to be a super good mod for their team. And again, I think it's just the fact that we got this round 3 was perfect. Now, we're going to go into our fourth pick, and this may seem like a weird nickname, but let me explain the story here. So I'm naming this thing after my good buddy Flame Horizon Gaming on Twitch and YouTube. He hates Reggie Leggy just because it's Reggie Leggy and not Reggie Volt. So I'm naming it after him because how much he hates the name of this Pokemon. Just know I love you, Flip. But Reggie Leggy, for a long time ago, if you guys remembered, in the RGBL, I think this is right when Gen 8 draft leagues were starting. I actually did draft this thing as a first overall pick, back when everyone thought this thing was definitely like tier 1 and everything like that. Now people look only at this thing as a tier 2, lowest as a tier 3 type of thing. And this is strictly me drafting this just to try it. I think I didn't give it a fair shot the first time I tried it, and then I kind of looked at it, it was kind of trash a little bit. In doubles, this thing is not trash. This thing's a monster, as I've experienced firsthand. But for general sake, I want to try it. I think it's something else. I do agree that this is probably very early for Reggie Leggy, but actually, I'm glad I grabbed it because I at least sniped 1 to 2 people on this pick, so I'm actually very happy I picked up a Leggy. Gives me elite speed that cannot be matched at all, and I can use to my advantage in every type of situation. So I felt like this was a really good pickup here. I'm hoping to actually enjoy and try this thing. I hope I find the right matches for it. Again, because ground typing is a problem, but right now I don't kind of care for ground typing. You're going to see like I'm still be semi-weak to ground, but we have some decent answers to ground. So, going with my next pick on the next set of my wheels, essentially, I actually picked up Nidoqueen, which we're going to name after Indigo. She's one of the new people I've actually started talking to, and she's a pretty cool girl. Pretty cool person, and she's very fun to talk to, very understanding, really kind of just is a good listener. So she is one of the queens of the Devil's Den, especially since she's only the one of, I think, two or no, there's at least more than 2 girls, but these are the 2 girls that I have on the team are the only ones I know. So, which again, no disrespect to anyone else in any type of sense of the matter. So, but We're going with Nidoqueen here. Nidoqueen is one of, first off, the best counters to Reggie Leggy, and one of the best answers to Aegislash from a defensive standpoint. And yeah, I picked it up, so that's really, really good there. Nidoqueen is super good, dude. It's a very good offensive piece. It's a fantastic defensive piece as well. This is a beautiful Mon. This gets us a Mon with Stealth Rocks, our first Stealth Rocker, and a Mon with Toxic Spikes. This is also really good. It gives us our hazards kind of right in the gate, going right here. It gives us a ground and poison type, also giving us ground type to weaken down against the electric typing. I think this is going to be a really good pick right here. I'm actually kind of using Nidoqueen before in low tier, and it had decent success. We're trying it in another league where I'm using Ubers. It's not getting much success because it gets crits, but overall I think Nidoqueen fits perfectly good for this team so far, and I am really looking forward to what else we can do with Nidoqueen in that type of retrospect. So, yep. Following up on the next pick, going up, I actually scooped up Serena, aka Dalla. Dalla is one of the first females that I saw in Devil's Den who likes socks. I would have named this Socks after her, which actually I think would have made more fun. But by the way, if anyone doesn't know, she actually goes by Socks on Discord for her, at least in the Devil's Den, and I just think it's more fun. I always scream Socks every time she's in the chat, every time she enters the call. But Dalla, or Serena here. Serena, Queenly Majesty. Very underrated ability, especially when it comes to Sucker Punch priority, Quick Attack priority, Bullet Punch priority, and especially Ice Shard priority. Shutting that thing down from getting a cheeky kill from this thing. It's a Rapid Spinner, which we desperately needed for our team, but that gives us our second form of hazard removal. Our third, actually, because we have Defog on Hydreigon, Rapid Spin on Reggie Leggy, now Rapid Spin on this. This is primarily our most reliable Rapid Spinner over Alecki. Alecki can have Rapid Spin just as that filler move in case I need it, but more so out of not, it's not really going to be necessary, and obviously Defog is not really going to be on Hydreigon and one of our last picks. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry if I'm dragging out this video here, guys. It's just I'm a little tired and, yawns on. And plus, I want to give special shouts to everyone from Devil's Den that we talk about here. But I really think Serena was a really good pickup here. I think Serena puts in a lot of good defensive pressure and a good amount of offensive pressure with base 120 attack stat, naturally good defensive stats, and a decent speed tier as well. And I definitely think this was a good pickup here, and I think it's going to be one of the mons that can really be a good glue piece to our team in terms of defense and reliable ways of offense. Going into our next set of wheel, I actually picked up Beware, which we're going to name it after my boy Joey, aka 681 Shadow on Twitch. Joey is one of the best Smash players out there from what I've seen from Brendan and what they say about him. So it's a fighting type that, fighters in Smash made sense. But Beware here is very interesting because I have never once even attempted to use this Pokemon. But looking at my draft, I really, Ghost Resist only really being Hydreigon, and Hydreigon really doesn't want to take that. So I needed a normal type. But I also needed a fighting type to get another mon to kind of counter Darks. Darks aren't too pressured to face me, but having one that just hard wall stops them is really, really good. And that's where I think Beware offers. And also having the Fluffy ability boosts my defense from physically contacted moves. And yeah, more likely special moves are going to probably be hit on my Beware more times than not. But generally speaking, I definitely think Beware offers this. And plus, it gives me one of my best offensive pieces to use physically. And it's such a powerhouse mon with Choice Band, access to Darkest Lair, and Shadow Claw actually checks Ghost typing. And if they want to burn this thing, that's fine. I get free stab facades off a base 125 attack set. Base 60 speed's not too terrible if, when we be honest, it can actually kind of be used a little bit if we can position it correctly. So definitely something to note with that. With my next pick, first off, this was going to be Rapidash, and I actually sniped, I think, 3 to 5 people on Rapidash. One person was so heartbroken that this was the only snipe in their entire draft that they got. And after some thinking about it, I have used Rapidash before. I won a championship with that. And, Libero is allowed on this Pokemon, so I thought, you know what? I've never used this thing. Let's try it. Let's see if we can have fun with it. We're going with the homie, Reboot, which we're going to name it Little Nito. Basically, this is when Mr. Nito was one of the little young lads back in his days. But Oh god, Incog, I hope you're okay with that. But anyways, we have my boy Reboot here. Libero is really cool. Obviously, if you guys know what Protein does, basically doing that. Base 94 speed is what it was. Originally, I was gonna keep That was another reason I drafted Rapidash, because I was originally gonna go Magmortar, but now looking at it, I really needed speed. Rapidash gave me that good 100 over base 100 elite speed tier, so I gave me now 2 to 3 mon. I believe my second mon over base 100. Well, I would have had 3 up, but you know what I meant. But I made the trade. I'm not gonna regret the trade. I think the trade actually kind of works out great for us here, and I think Reboot can actually be a relatively decent pawn. I see my good buddy Brendan use it to some success. I mean, I don't think he won some games with it, but he got at least like 1 or 2 kills with it. So I think there's some potential here, and I'm hoping I can exploit that potential. And with my last 2 picks, I first scooped up the Mon that is a meme slash #1 best Mon on my buddy Brendan's team that I had to name it after him. It is the homie Lapras. Lapras by itself is not usually the best Pokemon in the world, but I needed a really good bulky water. I really needed something to kind of handle bulky waters as well, because Serena and our Legend can do it, but if Reggie gets weakened, it doesn't do too much. If Serena is to a point where it's shipped down, and depending on what water it is as well, it doesn't help us in terms of what we need to do. So, in just general speaking, Lapras fit the bill for freeze dry. Some cheeky sets that we could run with, I think, are pretty cool. Really good Mon defensively that fits us. Also, a water absorb Mon, which I think, generally speaking, actually is going to help us more than it's going to hinder us. So I definitely think it's a really good Mon there. You know, decent bulk across the board, decent offense across the board. This thing can actually run as physical and special. And again, base 60 speed, not the best thing in the world, but it's manageable to work on and actually certain calcs and stuff like that, which you'll probably see it soon enough. And with our last pick, it is going to be Archeops, aka Explorer. Now, I specifically named this thing Explorer based off of Brendan and Goldoa's Blaze Black and Volt White, 2 sort of Nuzlocke, sort of versus thing they did. Go check it out on their channels. It's one of the longest series out there, but it's an enjoyable series. And Brendan had an Archeops that was his main MVP before he let it die, and he named it Explorer, and it was the homie in the MVP, so I decided to name it after that. And Archeops, honestly, is a low-tier threat that I think a lot of people are going to have to keep a big notice on. Now, yes, Defeatus is the worst, one of the worst abilities, if not is possibly the worst ability in all of Pokemon, because of the fact that when you hit under 50 HP, or not 50 or below, you instantly get half your attack and speed. So basically, this 140 becomes 70. This 112 becomes 56. Literally weak stats, which is really ridiculous. But this thing is phenomenally good. You can see it's got amazing physical coverage. It's got amazing special coverage. This thing honestly can be run physical and special because of Meteor Beam, for that matter. But this thing is going to be a very slept-on threat. I am already planning to make sure I bring Meteor Beam Archeops some point this season, and I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of my team. But yeah, that's going to be team, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you are new. Join the Fish Soccer crew today because you really became the crew. Again, I do apologize. The video was very long, but I thought I'd give some a little bit in-depth reasons why I nicknamed Pokemon certain people from the Devil's Den Discord for their roles and importance, and you know how cool of a friendship I have with everyone there. And plus, I wanted you guys to give you all the information that we're gonna do with regards to uploads for this league and everything like that. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and massive shoutouts again to Goldoa, who's going to be allowing me to use the Twitch VOD vids to actually upload the Wi-Fi content for us here. So that's gonna be great. But yeah, I'm gonna stop dragging out this video. I'm gonna go to bed. You guys go to bed or do whatever you want. Make sure you party hard. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.